among urban cohorts and feudal knights. Main differences between Medieval 2 and Rome 1 multiplayer mechanics. Hello there guys, my name is Cyrus and we haven't seen each other in ages. I've been looking forward to upload this video since like few months, but first I had to break it down for myself. Hope that you guys will enjoy the outcome of my little research. So, few years ago I found my disc version of Rome Total War lying around somewhere in my house. Back then I was already pretty familiar with Medieval 2 mechanics, so I asked myself, what exactly could be different? Apart from obvious things such as time period and campaign stuff, which I'm not really deep into, finding the right answers took more time than I expected. I never claimed to be good in Rome, so you've been just warned. Anyway, let's jump straight into the topic. I opted for more general approach, as the detailed one would take ages to compile. Painting a mind picture is more important in my opinion. So, basic factors to consider when comparing such games are pretty simple: time period, pace of the game and current meta. So most effective tactic available, army builds, tactics, all that stuff. I hope that is clear. It shouldn't be really hard to understand at this point. So let's move on to the next slide. And as I said previously, a casual player doesn't really need to focus very much on details. And one of the most common mistakes that people keep making is that instead of learning the general mechanics, they try to learn and remember details, and that's not the good way in my opinion. You should know the main picture, and if you know main picture very well, if you know main concept of entire game, then you should focus on details if you want to improve yourself. That's pretty simple, I guess. But again, as I said, it's pretty common mistake for people who are new to Total War to focus on details, like what units are the best ones, what are the worst, before even studying the mechanics of the game itself. Anyway, let's take a look at this nice little table here. And we've got game mode, meta in Rome and meta in Medieval 2. So I hope this is self-explanatory, guys. It's not really that hard. And let's take a look at this whole thing. Let's break it down. So Rome favor cav and missiles approach, unless it's really high money battle. Well, maybe not really just high money battle. The main reason behind that is fast, arcade-like pace of the game. This allows cavalry to be strong, independent force that doesn't really need much infantry to play with. Archers, slingers and other missile troops can quite easily run away while being chased, which again gives time needed for cavalry to strike in response. Medieval 2 slow things down significantly, greatly, very much. Don't be fooled by that rush word. Generally speaking, even fastest rush will be half of Rome's speed. Moreover, cavalry itself is stronger at some aspects but weaker at other sides, so there's some kind of balance behind the system. Skirmishers can easily take down even heavy armored horsemen and foot soldiers, but I wish you good luck trying to retreat them before enemy cavalry cut them to the pieces. This is why pikes, light cavalry and other cost-effective units are deadly in low money games. Quick attack, blocking enemy missiles in few minutes, renders rest of their army nearly useless, as you got edge in numbers. Putting focus on quality instead of quantity in low money games often results in rather hilarious defeats. If you look at the standard funds part, well, they are quite similar in both games. I think in most cases you'll still focus more on cav in Rome 1 though. On the other side, more balanced approach is what you should consider in Medieval 2. High money games are probably most entertaining to watch in Rome. 31k playstyle is just classic, isn't it? Meanwhile, playing or even watching games with such fancy Medieval 2 makes little to no sense in my honest opinion. It adds nothing to game from tactical point of view and makes factions that were strong already stronger. I would even say overpowered. On the other side, I remember smashing trolls with my 20 camel gunners full stack. Those were good times. The real question, which game is better? I think there's no clear answer at all, and everything greatly depends on players' habits and preferences. Personally, I find Medieval 2 just slightly better game overall, but Rome still has a place in my heart. The last aspect we'll briefly talk about is upgrading unit system. To keep it simple, in Rome it's must-have thing, because non-upgraded units will collapse in few seconds if you put them to fight against upgraded ones. But in Medieval, they're not necessary, although I admit they are really useful, especially when you play against better player or in big money battle, so big money like 15k and more. And in Rome, it's pretty much crucial to upgrade every single unit type, cavalry, skirmishers, everything, while Medieval 2 is rather forces you to think about upgrading your most valuable units, so like cavalry, infantry, but most of the time I upgrade only cavalry when it's no money game. Just a little tip right there. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little comparison of mine. Looking forward to hear your opinions. Best of luck, Cyrus the Great, signing out.